Hello everyone, and welcome back to Romance Rewind Stories. Before we dive into today's incredible story, I have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying these heartwarming tales, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. It's quick, it's free, and it's the best way to support us in bringing you more emotional romance stories. And here's something I'd love to know. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I always enjoy seeing our amazing community from around the world. Oh, and if this story touches your heart, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us grow and reach more people who love these kinds of tales. Now let's get into today's story. "You cheated on me," billionaire CEO shouted, then broke down, seeing her with their sons. The photograph had been delivered to Ridge Caldwell's office on a Wednesday afternoon, tucked inside an unmarked envelope that his secretary had left on his desk with his other mail. Ridge, 39-year-old CEO of Caldwell Industries worth $13 billion, had opened it absently while reviewing quarterly reports, not expecting anything significant. What he saw made his blood run cold. His wife, Sage. His Sage, whom he'd loved for 7 years, married for 5. Sage, who was supposed to be visiting her sick mother in Portland for the week. Except in this photo, she wasn't in Portland. She was in Seattle, at a restaurant Ridge recognized, sitting across from a man Ridge didn't know, and she was laughing. Not just polite laughter, real, genuine joy on her face. The kind of expression Ridge hadn't seen directed at him in months. The man across from her was leaning close, saying something that made Sage's eyes light up, her hand reaching across the table toward his. A second photo showed them leaving the restaurant together, the man's hand on the small of Sage's back in a gesture that was far too familiar, too intimate. Ridge felt like he'd been punched, his hands shaking. He pulled out his phone and called Sage's number. It went straight to voicemail. He called again. Voicemail. A third time. Voicemail. He tried her mother's house in Portland. Her mother answered, sounding confused. "Ridge, is everything all right? Is Sage there? Can I speak to her?" "Sage? Honey, Sage left 2 days ago. She said she had to get back to Seattle early for some appointments. Didn't she tell you?" Ridge's world tilted. "Right, yes. Sorry, I forgot. Thank you." He hung up and stared at the photos again. Sage had lied about being in Portland. She'd come back to Seattle early and hadn't told him. She'd been with another man, laughing and intimate, while Ridge thought she was caring for her mother. The evidence was damning. Ridge grabbed his keys and wallet, told his confused assistant he was leaving for the day, and drove home to the penthouse he shared with Sage, with a growing storm of rage and heartbreak churning in his chest. He found her in their bedroom, packing a suitcase. She looked up when he entered, and guilt flashed across her face so clearly that Ridge felt his worst fears confirmed. "Ridge, I didn't expect you home this early. You cheated on me." The words came out flat, cold. "I have proof. Photos of you with him. In Seattle when you were supposed to be in Portland. Don't even try to deny it." Sage's face went pale. "Ridge, it's not what you think." "Not what I think?" "Sage, I saw the photos." Ridge's voice rose to a shout. Months of feeling disconnected from his wife, months of watching her pull away, months of suspecting something was wrong, all exploding at once. "You lied about being in Portland. You were with another man. You were laughing with him, touching him. Ridge, please, if you'd just let me explain." "Explain what?" "How you destroyed our marriage. How everything we built together was a lie." Ridge felt tears burning his eyes, furious with himself for crying, but unable to stop. "I loved you, Sage. I gave you everything, and you... I'm pregnant," Sage shouted over him, her own tears streaming down her face. Ridge stopped mid-sentence, the words hitting him like a physical blow. "What?" "I'm pregnant, Ridge. With twins. That's what I've been trying to tell you for the past month. But you're never home. You're always at the office. And when I finally got your attention long enough to say we needed to talk, you said it would have to wait because you had a conference call. Pregnant, Ridge repeated numbly. You're pregnant. 12 weeks. I found out 6 weeks ago. I've been trying to tell you, but you're so buried in work you barely notice I exist anymore. And when I went to Portland to see my mom, I came back early because I had an important doctor's appointment. A specialist appointment for high-risk twin pregnancies. That man you saw, Sage's voice broke. That was Dr. Marcus Hayes, my obstetrician. We were discussing the pregnancy over lunch because his schedule is insane, and it was the only time he could meet with me to go over some concerning test results. Ridge felt the floor drop out from under him. Your doctor? Yes, my doctor, who I've been seeing because I'm carrying our babies, your babies, Ridge, and the pregnancy is high risk because of my age and because they're twins. Dr. Hayes wanted to discuss my options in a more relaxed setting than his office. So we met for lunch. That's all it was, a medical consultation, but you were touching his hand because he was telling me there might be complications because I was scared and he was being kind. Sage wrapped her arms around herself, her entire body shaking. I was terrified, Ridge. The doctor was explaining that I might need bed rest, that there could be serious risks, that I might lose our babies. And I was sitting there alone, processing this nightmare, wishing my husband was with me, but knowing you were too busy with your precious quarterly reports to even answer my calls. Ridge's mind was reeling, trying to recalibrate everything he'd assumed. Why didn't you tell me about the appointment? I tried. I called you 4 times that morning. Every call went to voicemail. So I went alone. And then I had lunch with my doctor to discuss what comes next. And somehow that turned into evidence of an affair. Your mother said you told her you had appointments. Plural. You lied to her. Because I didn't want to worry her before I'd talk to you. She just finished chemo, Ridge. She's finally in remission. I didn't want to stress her with news about a high-risk pregnancy until I'd had a chance to tell my husband first. But my husband is never available. Ridge sank onto the edge of the bed, his earlier certainty crumbling. Sage, I saw the photos. You looked so happy with him, happier than you've been with me in months. Because Dr. Hayes was being encouraging. He was telling me that despite the risks, the babies looked healthy, that there was hope. Of course, I was happy to hear that. But Ridge... Sage's voice dropped to a whisper. I haven't been happy with you in months because you're never here. You leave before I wake up. You come home after I'm asleep. We haven't had a real conversation in weeks. I've been carrying our children, terrified and alone, and you didn't even notice I was pregnant. The words hit Ridge like bullets. You never told me. I tried. Ridge, I've tried so many times, but you're so consumed with work that I've become invisible. Do you even remember the last time we had dinner together? The last time we talked about anything other than your meetings and business trips? Ridge couldn't answer because he genuinely couldn't remember. The past 3 months had been a blur of acquisitions and expansions and 18-hour workdays. He'd been building his empire while his marriage fell apart, and he hadn't even noticed. I was going to leave, Sage said quietly, gesturing to the suitcase. Not because of another man. Because I couldn't watch you choose your career over our family anymore. I was going to go stay with my sister, figure out how to raise these babies alone, because it was clear you didn't have room in your life for us. No. Ridge stood up abruptly. Sage, no. You can't leave. His voice broke completely. I've been the worst husband, the absolute worst. But please don't take my children away from me. Don't take yourself away. I love you. I've always loved you. Do you? Because love requires presence, Ridge. It requires actually being here, and you haven't been here in months. Ridge crossed to her, stopping just short of touching her, afraid she'd push him away. You're right. You're completely right. I've been absent. I've been so focused on work that I neglected the most important thing in my life. You, Sage. I'm sorry. I'm so incredibly sorry. Sorry isn't enough. I need to know this will change. I need to know that when these babies come, they'll have a father who's actually present, not just financially, but emotionally. Here, with us. I'll change, I promise. I'll step back at work, Ridge stopped himself. Promises were easy. Sage needed proof. Starting tomorrow, I'm delegating half my responsibilities to my VP. I'll work from home 3 days a week so I can be here with you. And I'm coming to every single doctor's appointment from now on. Everyone, Sage. I don't care if I have to cancel board meetings. Our babies, our family, that's my priority now. You say that now. But Ridge, you've said things like this before. You promised me after our first anniversary that you'd pull back at work, spend more time with me. That lasted 2 weeks before you were back to 18-hour days. This time is different. Why? What's different about this time? Ridge knelt in front of her, taking her hands even though they stayed limp in his grasp. Because this time, I almost lost you. This time I saw proof of what my neglect is doing to you, to us. I saw you laughing with another man and realized I haven't made you laugh in months. I haven't given you joy. I've given you loneliness and broken promises. And Sage, I can't live with that. I won't live with that. Tears were streaming down both their faces now. I'm scared, Sage whispered. I'm scared of believing you again and being disappointed. I'm scared of raising twins alone because my husband is married to his company. I'm scared that even if you try to change, you won't be able to sustain it. Then let me prove it. Don't leave. Give me 1 month to show you I can be the husband and father you deserve. 1 month, Sage. If I fail, if I fall back into old patterns, then I'll let you go. I won't fight you. But please give me this chance. Sage closed her eyes, clearly torn. Finally, she said, 1 month. But Ridge, I mean it. If you don't follow through, I'm leaving. I won't raise our children in a marriage where their father is only present in theory. You won't have to, I promise. The next morning, Ridge called an emergency board meeting. His executive team assembled in the conference room, confused by the urgency. I'm stepping back, Ridge announced without preamble. Effective immediately, I'm reducing my role to part-time CEO. James, you'll be taking over day-to-day operations as acting CEO. I'll remain involved in major strategic decisions, but I won't be here every day. I won't be working 18-hour days anymore. The room exploded with questions and objections. Ridge held up a hand. My wife is pregnant with twins. High-risk pregnancy, and I've been such an absent husband that she was packing to leave me yesterday. I built this company, yes. I'm proud of what we've accomplished. But I refuse to sacrifice my marriage and my children on the altar of quarterly earnings. James is more than capable of running things. This company will be fine without me micromanaging every decision. My family won't be fine without me. So the choice is clear. His CFO spoke up hesitantly. Ridge, we support you. Of course we do. But this is very sudden. The board might push back. Then let them push back. I own 51% of this company. They can complain all they want, but they can't override me. My decision is final. After the meeting, Ridge drove home to find Sage in the living room, staring at the city view with her hand resting protectively on her still flat stomach. You're home, she said, surprised. It's only 11 a.m. I delegated. James is handling the acquisition meeting. I'm here because I want to take you to lunch. Somewhere nice, somewhere we can talk without interruptions. Ridge, you don't have to. Yes, I do. Sage, I have 5 years of inattention to make up for. Let me start now, please. She studied his face, searching for sincerity. Whatever she saw there must have satisfied her because she nodded. Okay. Let me change. Over lunch at her favorite restaurant. Ridge felt a pang of guilt, realizing he'd forgotten what her favorite restaurant was. They talked. Really talked. For the first time in months. Sage told him about the pregnancy in detail, about the morning sickness that had lasted all day for 6 weeks, about the exhaustion that made her sleep 14 hours a night, about the terror she'd felt sitting in Dr. Hayes' office, listening to him explain the risks of twin pregnancies for women over 35. I kept thinking, I should have Ridge here with me, she said quietly. This should be something we face together. But you weren't there. You've never been there for the important things, Ridge. You missed my mother's diagnosis because you had a business trip. You missed our anniversary last year because of a merger. You've missed so much. I know. And I can't get that time back. But Sage, I swear to you, I won't miss another important moment. I'll be at every appointment, every ultrasound. When you're tired, I'll be here. When you're scared, I'll be here. I'll actually be present in our lives. What about when the babies come? Ridge, twins are going to be chaos. Sleepless nights, constant feedings, crying at 3 a.m. Can you really commit to being fully present for that? I can. I will. Sage, I want to be there for all of it. The exhausting parts, the terrifying parts, the beautiful parts. I want to be your partner in this. Really be your partner, not just the guy who pays the bills and disappears. Over the next month, Ridge kept his word. He worked from home 3 days a week, setting up an office in the spare bedroom so he could be near Sage. He went to every doctor's appointment, holding her hand through the difficult ones and celebrating the good ones. He learned that baby A, they didn't know genders yet, was slightly larger than baby B, which required monitoring. He learned that Sage's blood pressure was creeping up, putting her at risk for preeclampsia. He learned that she'd been having Braxton Hicks contractions for weeks, but hadn't mentioned them because she didn't want to worry him while he was at work. That revelation had broken his heart all over again. Ridge also started doing small things he'd neglected. He made her breakfast in the mornings before his video calls. He rubbed her feet in the evenings while they watched TV. He held her hair when morning sickness struck at inconvenient times. He assembled the cribs they'd ordered for the nursery, spending hours deciphering complicated instructions and only swearing moderately when parts didn't fit right. You know we could have hired someone to do this, Sage said, watching him struggle with the second crib. I want to do it. These are our baby's first beds. I should be the one putting them together. At the 1-month mark, Sage found Ridge in the nursery, painting the walls a soft sage green. Like your name, he'd said when showing her the color sample. Ridge. He turned, paintbrush in hand, looking absurdly domestic in old jeans and a t-shirt covered in paint splatters. Yeah? It's been a month. Ridge's expression became serious. He set down the paintbrush. It has. Do you still want to leave? Sage was quiet for a long moment. Then she shook her head. No. You've kept your promises, Ridge. Every single one. You've been here, really here, present and engaged, and I can see you trying. I can see you've changed. Relief flooded Ridge's features. Thank you, Sage. Thank you for giving me this chance. Thank you for actually taking it seriously. For proving that our family matters more than your company. Ridge crossed to her, gently placing his hands on her growing belly. At 19 weeks, she was showing clearly now, her body changing to accommodate their sons. They'd found out the genders last week. These boys are everything to me. You're everything to me. I'm sorry I forgot that for a while. I promise I won't forget again. If you do, I'll remind you. Firmly. I'm counting on it. The pregnancy progressed, with the expected complications. At 32 weeks, Sage's blood pressure spiked dangerously, and her doctor ordered complete bed rest. Ridge immediately rearranged his entire schedule, working exclusively from home to stay with her. He set up a command center in their bedroom, laptop, files, phone, so he could work while keeping Sage company. He brought her meals in bed, helped her to the bathroom when needed, and read aloud to her from the novel she loved when she got bored. This is ridiculous, Sage complained one afternoon, frustrated by her immobility. "I'm like a beached whale who can't even get up to pee without assistance." "You're beautiful," Ridge corrected, kissing her forehead. "And you're growing our sons. You're allowed to need help." "I hate needing help." "I know, but I love being able to help you." "Sage, 5 months ago you were planning to leave because I was never here. Now I get to be here for everything. It's a privilege." At 35 weeks, on a Tuesday evening while Ridge was reading aloud from Pride and Prejudice, Sage's favorite, she gasped suddenly. What's wrong?" Ridge dropped the book immediately. I think my water just broke." Ridge's mind went blank with panic for approximately 3 seconds. Then his CEO training kicked in, and he shifted into crisis management mode. He called the hospital, helped Sage to the car, grabbed the pre-packed hospital bags, and drove carefully but quickly to the medical center. The labor lasted 14 hours. Ridge stayed by Sage's side the entire time, letting her squeeze his hand hard enough to leave bruises, wiping her face with cool cloths, encouraging her when she said she couldn't do it anymore. "You can," he told her during a particularly difficult contraction. "You're the strongest person I know. You were ready to raise these boys alone because I was being an idiot. You can definitely do this. And Sage, I'm here. I'm not leaving. I'll be here for all of it." At 6:47 a.m., their first son was born. 3 minutes later, his brother followed. Both boys were small but healthy, screaming their arrival with impressive lung power. Ridge cut both umbilical cords with shaking hands, tears streaming down his face as he watched the nurses clean and weigh his sons. "Baby A is 5 pounds, 3 ounces, the nurse announced. "Baby B is 4 pounds, 15 ounces. Both have good APGAR scores. They'll need to stay in the NICU for a few days because they're premature, but they're doing well." When they finally brought the babies to Sage, cleaned and wrapped in striped hospital blankets, Ridge watched his wife hold their sons for the first time and felt his heart expand in ways he didn't know were possible. "They're perfect," Sage whispered, tears on her cheeks as she looked down at the 2 tiny faces. "Ridge, they're absolutely perfect." "They are, just like their mother." "Have you thought about names?" They'd discussed options but never decided firmly. Ridge looked at his sons, baby A with a small tuft of dark hair, baby B completely bald, and felt inspiration strike. "What about Rowan for baby A? It means wise. And Asher for baby B, it means happy, blessed." "Rowan and Asher Caldwell," Sage tested the names. "I love them, they're perfect." The NICU stay was challenging. Rowan and Asher needed help regulating their body temperatures and learning to feed, common issues for premature twins. Ridge and Sage practically lived at the hospital, taking turns holding the boys skin to help them stabilize. Ridge's executive team learned to conduct meetings via video call with the CEO, sitting in a hospital rocking chair, often with a baby on his chest. He signed contracts one-handed while bottle feeding. He reviewed strategic plans during feeding schedules. "This is not how I pictured my work-life balance," he joked to James during one video call, Asher sleeping on his chest while Ridge reviewed acquisition documents. "You look happier than I've seen you in years," James observed. "So whatever you're doing, it's working." After 5 days, the twins were cleared to go home. Ridge drove 5 miles under the speed limit the entire way, hyper-aware of the precious cargo in the back seat. The first weeks were exhausting. Twins meant double everything, double feedings, double diapers, double crying. Ridge and Sage operated in shifts, one sleeping while the other handled the boys, then switching off. Ridge's company didn't collapse without his constant attention. In fact, with James running day-to-day operations and Ridge providing strategic oversight without micromanaging, the company actually became more efficient. "Turns out delegation works," Ridge told Sage one night at 3 a.m. while they both changed diapers. Rowan had the excellent timing to need changing at the exact moment Asher did. "Who knew?" "Everyone except you," Sage said, but she was smiling. "Ridge, yeah, I'm proud of you." For the past 6 months, you've been the husband and father I always knew you could be. Thank you for choosing us. Thank you for giving me the chance to choose better. Sage, I know we still have work to do on our marriage. I know 6 months of being present doesn't erase years of absence, but I promise you, I'm committed to this. To you, to the boys, to our family. That's never changing. I believe you. Finally, completely, I believe you. 6 months after the twins were born, Ridge stood in the nursery at 2 a.m., holding Asher, who was refusing to sleep despite being obviously exhausted. Across the room, Sage rocked Rowan, singing softly. You know what's funny? Ridge said quietly. 6 months ago, I saw photos of you with another man and immediately assumed the worst. I was so ready to believe you'd betrayed me. But the truth was, I'd betrayed us by being absent, by prioritizing work over you, by taking you for granted. You weren't the one who broke our marriage. I was. We both made mistakes, Sage said generously. I could have tried harder to communicate. Could have made you sit down and listen instead of just accepting your absence. No, don't make excuses for me. I should have been paying attention, should have noticed my wife was pregnant without needing to be told, should have been here. But you are here now. That's what matters. Asher finally settled into sleep, his tiny fist wrapped around Ridge's finger. Ridge carefully laid him in the crib, then moved to stand beside Sage, looking down at Rowan's sleeping face. They're going to grow up with a father who's actually present, Ridge said. Not just financially, but emotionally. Here for soccer games and school plays and helping with homework. I won't be the dad who misses everything because of work. I know. You've proven that already. And they're going to grow up watching me love their mother, really love her, with time and attention and presence. I want them to learn what a healthy marriage looks like, not the broken version I was modeling 6 months ago. Sage leaned her head on his shoulder. We're going to be okay, all 4 of us. We're going to be more than okay. Ridge kissed the top of her head, holding his wife while watching their son sleep, and knew she was right. They would be okay, because he'd learned the hardest lesson of his life. Success meant nothing if you achieved it alone. Love required presence, family required sacrifice, and the photos that had nearly destroyed his marriage had actually saved it by forcing him to confront the man he'd become and choose to be better. Sometimes the worst moments lead to the most important changes. Sometimes accusations of infidelity reveal the real betrayal was absence, and sometimes breaking down in tears at the thought of losing your family is exactly the wake-up call needed to finally get your priorities right. And that's where our story ends today. What did you think? Did Ridge and Sage's story of false accusations becoming wake-up calls touch your heart? Let us know in the comments what your favorite moment was. If you enjoyed this story, we have so many more waiting for you. Check out our playlist for more heartwarming romance tales that will make you believe in love all over again. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Your support means everything to us. Until next time, keep believing in love, keep believing in second chances, and remember, the best stories are the ones that remind us we all deserve our happily ever after. See you in the next story.